Headlines. Many feared dead as explosion rocks Niger community hours after bandits invade communities. APC postpones national convention indefinitely. Information Minister visits Media Trust, says insecurity thrives because of absence of government at all levels. And on the foreign scene, 3 people killed after an army warplane crashed in urban area in Iran's Tabriz. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Husseina Usman. And now the news in full. Many people have been reportedly killed as improvised explosive devices planted by terrorists in the routes of the security operatives went off in Galadima, Kogo community, Shiroro local government areas of Niger State. Confirming the incident, Niger State Commissioner for Local Government, Chieftaincy Affairs, Community Development and Internal Security, Emmanuel Umar, blamed it on the activities of informants who he believed might have hinted the terrorists of the movement of security operatives to the community. Among those who lost their lives are 4 officers of the Niger State Command of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, including the commander of the team, Mohammed Ibrahim, who hails from Kuta, the headquarters of Shiroro local government. The joint task force comprising the military and Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps were said to have responded to distress calls from Galadima, Kogo of the ongoing operations by terrorists where the entire community was reportedly set ablaze. The driver of the vehicle, who sustained serious injuries, was taken to IBB Specialist Hospital, Mina, Niger State for medical attention. Galadima, Kogo and its neighboring communities have been under the terrorists and bandits siege since Friday, where no fewer than 8 persons were killed between Friday night and Sunday afternoon. In the same vein, bandits have attacked Yauri and Zuru Emirates of Kebbi State in a coordinated attack, leaving hundreds of people displaced. The gunmen, who came on motorcycles, carted away livestock, food items and motorcycles. Hamza Galadima tells us more.
The attacks by bandits in Yauri and Zuru Emirates of Kebbi State came in the wake of an earlier visit by the state governor to condole the families of deceased persons killed in an earlier attack in the border areas of Kebbi and Zamfara states, respectively. The recent attacks by the bandits in the 2 emirate councils started late Friday through Saturday when they ravaged villages in Dankowasagu local government area before crossing over to Yauri and Shanga local government areas, leaving in their wake destructions of lives and property. In Yauri Emirate, the bandits attacked villages and Fulani settlements, carting away livestock, motorcycles and other essential commodities before setting the villages on fire. Some of the victims that survived the attack informed Trust TV that the bandits came in numbers, shooting sporadically. When we learned that the bandits are on their way to our village, we ran away. They took cattle and other property before setting the village on fire. Until this moment, I don't know where any member of our family is. At the time of my visit to Tunga Zarumai, one of the villages attacked by the bandits, I was opportune to witness the burial of one of the victims killed by the bandits, after which I spoke to his elder brother, Harisu. Honestly, we are grieving over the gruesome killing of our brother and would want to appeal to the government to do more in protecting us against these attacks.
Akalla ina ga mu karan kan wannan cikin yaran santar mun samu kusan mutum 3 wanda ga cewa gindin itatuwa suka kwana domin ko ba su san in za su je ba su samu madogara. So muna ƙara kira gwamnati da ta ƙara kokari, mun san tana yi amma ta ƙara kokari domin ganin ta kare haƙƙin talakawanta.
Presently, hundreds of IDPs are leaving the affected villages in droves, trying to escape to safer locations, while the affected villages are now empty, leaving behind carcasses of animals and burnt buildings. Hamza Galadima Zuru, Trust TV News from Birnin Kebbi.
Muslims and Christians in Gombe meet to strengthen inter-religious harmony in the state. Northeast Development Commission convened the meeting to promote dispute and conflict resolution in a multi-religious and multi-ethnic society. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
After more than a decade-long activities of insurgents in the northeast region, rebuilding life does not only stop at provision of food and shelter, but also entails refreshing minds. The Northeast Development Commission, saddled with the responsibility of rebuilding the region, has taken up the challenge to help strengthen harmony and understanding among people of different religious beliefs.
Because we have seen what insurgency has done to the region. So we don't want anything of such to repeat itself. So we like to use each and every avenue that will bring peace to the region, to make sure that people are being enlightened from the grassroots to know what is really the benefit of staying with one another, living in peace. These are the kind of things we want the Northeast to be. That's the reason why we engage in such kind of training and at the same time workshops.
Participants were chosen from Christian and Muslim faith with the support of community leaders.
On behalf of the government, we are delighted because this is the kind of engagement and help we are looking for corporate organizations and other developmental organizations to come in and partner with the state government to help and develop our people, the society in general. The issue of conflict resolution and peaceful togetherness cannot be overemphasized. So we are really happy on behalf of the government to have this kind of engagement in Gombe.
Some of the participants shed more light on their experience in the sessions.
Because I have learned a lot that we have to actually tolerate one another for us to live in peace. We need to respect, each other's religion.
I get to know that living peacefully in between Muslim, Christian, and other traditional religions is very easy to achieve our goals, irrespective of our leaders, religion, ethnic, and other differences.
I learned so many things about the religion's bias which is happening among our society. So I learned how to settle with a person which is not on the same religions with him, like a Christian and Muslim. You have to settle with the Christian and take him like his brother, because don't show him any religion bias. By doing this, we have a peaceful living with each other, despite the different religions.
This is not the first time such training is being organized by the Northeast Development Commission in Gombe State. It is hoped that such interactions will broaden understanding among people of different ethnic and religious beliefs for peace and unity. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
In line with the mandate of maintaining peace in its area of responsibility and interact with civil populace for economic and socio-cultural development, the 6th Division of Nigerian Army Port Harcourt, Rivers State, has marked the 2021 West African Social Activities, popularly called WASA. The report.
The celebration at the headquarters of the 6th Division in Port Harcourt involved men and officers from other army formations in its area of responsibility who unwind with the people to mark the event. General Officer Commanding of the 6th Division, Major General Olufemi Oluyede, said WASA is meant to take officers and soldiers away from routine regimented life to an atmosphere where they unwind and relax with families and civilians.
We are gathered here for the traditional West African social activity, which is just like an event where we get to, entertain our guests, our families, and generally to have a good time with the Bala community.
Governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, called on citizens to cooperate with the military on information dissemination in order to stamp down crime and criminality in the country. Represented by Secretary to the State Government, Tami Agogo, the governor said that recently crime in the state has reduced, encouraging the military to put more efforts in the fight against crime, especially illegal refining products, popularly called warfare.
Today's occasion will go a long way to refresh the personnel of the 6th Division, or refresh them from the rigorous training and duties of the year 2001. I wish to specially commend the GOC 6th Division for the efforts put in place since your assumption of office to fight all forms of criminality, especially in the areas of oil bunkering, kidnapping, etc., in your area of responsibility. Your effort, no doubt, has brought about peace in the South-South region.
General Officer Commanding and Land Component Commander Operations Delta Safe, Major General Olufemi Oluyede, said that the formations will also come up with modalities that will checkmate the challenges faced by the military to make Nigeria better.
I want to describe last year as a very successful year. In terms of training activities, operations conducted, all in line with the vision of the Chief of Army Staff. I think all were successful. And going forward, what we intend to do is to up our tempo in terms of actualizing our mandates. Right? They're all aware that we have challenges, and we intend to come up with modalities that will checkmate those challenges and make Nigeria a better nation.
Suspended Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, who is currently in custody of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency over his alleged involvement in drug trafficking on Monday, took the federal government to court. Kyari, in his suit, is praying the court to compel the NDLEA to grant him bail on health grounds, pending the hearing and determination of his fundamental right enforcement application. In an ex parte motion he filed through his lawyer Ikenna, the embattled former head of the police intelligence response team told the court that he is being held on the basis of false allegation leveled against him. However, Justice Inyang Ekwo noted that the suit contained some averments that would require federal government's response and ordered that all the relevant processes should be served on the government, cited as the sole respondent, and adjourned the case till February 24 for hearing. In politics, Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the ruling All Progressive Congress, led by Maimala Buni, has postponed the party's February 26 National Convention indefinitely to evaluate the party's constitution. This is contained in a letter addressed to the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman and jointly signed by Governor Buni and the National Secretary, Senator John Akpanu-Dodehe. The committee also notified INEC of its decision to conduct zonal congresses in March. The party urged INEC to arrange its officials to monitor the exercise accordingly. Ebonyi State House of Assembly on Monday declared the seat of the embattled Deputy Speaker of the House vacant, following his alleged resignation as a member of the House of Assembly. Other members who were said to have defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress during plenary were Oliver Osi, representing Ivo State constituency, and Ngozi Ezilo, representing Afikpo North East constituency, as their letters were read on the floor of the House. According to the Speaker, Francis Nwifuru, the duo also resigned their membership of the State House of Assembly. But in their successive reactions, the embattled Deputy Speaker, who insisted that he remains the Deputy Speaker of the House, described the action of the House as monkey child's play. Meanwhile, some hoodlums suspected to be loyal to the Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly were alleged to have attacked and beat up the Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Ebonyi State Council, Nnamdi Abba, who is the Ebonyi State correspondent of Guardian newspaper. A federal high court sitting in Abuja on Monday struck out a suit that sought to disqualify former Vice President Atiku Abubakar from vying for presidency in 2023. The court, in a judgment delivered by Justice Inyang Ekwo, struck out the suit for want of merit and held that the plaintiff, which is described as busybody, lacked a locus standi to institute the action. Justice Ekwo also held the court lacked the requisite jurisdiction to entertain the case, noting that the reliefs the plaintiff sought before the court is outside the scope of its registration as a non-governmental organization. The group, under the aegis of the Incorporated Trustees of Egalitarian Mission for Africa, had in the suit urged the court's challenge Atiku's eligibility on the premise that he is not Nigerian by birth. Nigeria's Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says absence of effective governance at the local and subnational levels contributes to the lingering security issues in the country. The minister made the remarks during a courtesy visit to Media Trust, owners of Daily Trust and Trust TV. Mohammed also seeks for a robust partnership with the platforms in tackling rising cases of ritual killings in the country. Trust TV's Shafi'u Suleiman reports.
Lai Mohammed, while responding to questions on the sidelines of the visit, says inability to address existing social challenges such as growing number of out-of-school children, lack of employment opportunities, slow down national efforts to tackle the insecurity challenge.
A lot of the problem also, I think, stems from lack of governance, especially at the subnational level. I'm not here to criticize either state or local government. But I'm saying that if there's more, presence of government in the rural areas, especially in the states, I think it will also be a way to address really the area of the non-kinetic aspect of addressing the banditry issue, addressing the issue of Boko Haram.
He earlier told the management of Media Trust Limited that the Buhari government is worried about the rising wave of ritual killings in the country, which led to the murder of 150 women and girls. This situation, he says, prompted a decision by the government to launch a national campaign against the challenge.
I was delighted to read a newspaper editorial on the scourge of ritual killings yesterday, Sunday. I implored the Daily Trust and indeed all media organizations to join the campaign against the scourge. For those who may still be in doubt, ritual killings have assumed a worrisome dimension in recent years. According to an NGO, Foundation for Partnership Initiatives in the Niger Delta, 150 women and girls were killed for ritual purposes between January 2018 and December 2021.
The management, led by the acting chief executive officer, appreciates the minister's visit, which affords the opportunity for a robust engagement between the two parties for a mutually beneficial relations.
The important takeaways for me is the sensitive issue of ritual killing that you mentioned repeatedly in your speech, which is of concern to any sensible Nigerian, whoever he is. This should concern us. And I think as a media house, we will do all we can to support the government.
The host team used the opportunity to engage the minister on a wide range of contemporary professional, social, political and economic issues as he commended the accelerated expansion of the company.
I want to use this opportunity to congratulate Media Trust Limited on the debut of their TV channel, Trust TV, which is already making waves in the industry. I heard from a grapevine I will soon be invited to appear on the new TV channel. I await the invitation.
He is later taken around some operational areas. Shafi'u Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're still watching Trust News Update. Coming up after the break. How Nasarawa mechanic survives bandits' attack. Do stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Trust News Update. Let's take a look at some of our top stories. You heard that many people have been reportedly killed as improvised explosive devices planted by terrorists on the routes of security operatives went off in Galadima Kogo community, Shiroro local government areas of Niger State. You also heard that Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee of the ruling All Progressives Congress, led by Maimela Buni, has postponed the party's February 26 National Convention indefinitely to evaluate the party's constitution. Moving on to health. Nigeria's Center for Disease Control has reported 50 COVID-19 infections across 4 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The agency, in its update for Sunday, February 20, said 168 persons were discharged after recovering from the infections with no fatalities. According to the agency, Nigeria now has a total of 254,293 confirmed cases, 230,755 recoveries, and 3,142 deaths. Meanwhile, the latest update from the Africa Center of Disease Control and Prevention, that's the Africa CDC, says a total of 11,104,160 COVID-19 cases have been confirmed in Africa. Imagine having to depend on others for support to do the most basic things in life that you've always done for yourself. Well, that's the pain of 25-year-old mechanic Yahaya Mohammed, who will have to leave with after losing both hands to an attack by bandits in Doma, Nasarawa State. Take a look.
On 27th January 2022, Dalhatu Araf Specialist Hospital received a man covered in blood, with both hands chopped off. This young man is 25 years old Yahaya Mohammed, an automobile mechanic whose life and destiny were about to change forever. A very agile young man, his high spirit seemed not deterred by what he had gone through in the hands of the perpetrators of this evil act. But still, he narrates his experience on the fatal night of January 27th, when he and his apprentice ran into heavily armed men while returning from work.
Anyan adadu. To na ji na gama aiki na ina hanyar dawowa na gida a yankin Doma shi na haɗu da ɓarayi suka yi bigen da itace na faɗi sun kwace mashin sun ce in ba su kuɗi na ba su sun ce in ba su waya na ma na miƙa musu to sun ainihin jani zuwa jeji sun aje ni sun ɗauki mashin sun tafi biyu daga ciki sun gangara ta Doma a kafa to wani lokacin da sun bubbuga ni ban da karfin tashiwa ba to kafin samu karfin zan tashi sai ɗaya daga cikinsu ya juya ya dawo kaina to da dawowan shi ba abin da ya dawo ya zo ya kashe ni.
His life has now changed because he basically depends on others to do the most basic of things, including wiping himself and taking a bath. The victim's mother says she now does everything she used to do for him when he was just a baby. A very painful experience for her.
Wanda luran da ya same shi nan, ina jin zafin shi a cikin zuciya na. Dan ba komai duk abin da na bari ina mishi a jinjiri, yanzu na dawo ina mishi. Yana bayan gida ina wankewa. Ina mishi wanka. Ina ba shi abinci yana ci.
Even in his pitiful state, Yahaya still has a few words for those who committed the crime against him, while also advising others against engaging in such acts.
Roƙona ga masu ta'addanci wanda zai iya daina, Allah ya sa ya daina. Wanda ba zai daina ba, in an kama shi a mashi hukunci daidai da abin da yana ma mutane. Wannan in an hukunta shi gobe wani in ya gani
Such a sad story there. Officers of the Katsina State Command of Nigeria Customs Service have reportedly shot a 25-year-old Mustafa Usman of Kamfisoli Ward in Kankia local government area. The incident happened on Thursday evening. Abdullahi Amadi reports that the incident comes at a time people in the state are worried over incessant killings and abduction for ransom.
The customs officers dressed in mufti used their private vehicle and mounted an illegal roadblock at Fokwa village on Charanchi Kafinsole Road around 8 p.m. Thursday night and allegedly extorted money from motorists. Similarly, an eyewitness told Trust Television that it was very unusual for customs officers to mount a roadblock at this particular point, a situation that scared both the villagers and motorists plying the road. It was also gathered that the customs officers, besides being dressed in mufti, their car was also bearing two different number plates at the front and the other one at the rear of their vehicle, which posed threats to the villagers and the road users.
And on the foreign scene, 3 people have been killed after an army warplane crashed in an urban area in Iran's Tabriz. 2 pilots and a civilian sitting in a packed vehicle were killed in the incident. Local army official Reza Yousefi said the aircraft, an F-5 model used for training, crashed due to technical issues. He lauded the 2 pilots for sacrificing themselves as they managed to avoid residential areas and land the plane in an open area next to a sports complex. In addition to hitting the civilian's car, the plane hit the side of a school that was empty due to COVID-19 restrictions. And with that, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.